Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name is Stephen Lund. I'm with Toronto Global.
It's a pleasure to be here, Steve. Dave Rumer, Area Vice President for Sage here in Canada.
Hi, good morning, Stephen. I'm Gary McKnight. I'm head of the Sage practice for Thinc.
Yeah, hi Steve, hi everyone. It's great to be here. My name's Dominic. I am co-owner and CEO of Thinc.
Great. We're here to welcome Thinc to Toronto, to Canada, and talk about the relationship between Thinc, Sage, Toronto Global, and look for some tremendous growth for the organization throughout Canada. Dominic, start off. Tell us a bit about the journey.
Yeah, sure, Steve. So Thinc have been a UK business. We're based up in Manchester, in the northwest of England. We've decided to expand into Toronto. We've been in existence and been in operation for over 30 years now. We work predominantly with scale-up SMEs, so those organisations that are really ambitious and you want to grow. We support them through their full stack, so business applications, cybersecurity, cloud hosting, and traditional IT managed services.
Great, thanks so much. And Dave, take us through the history of Sage.
Absolutely. Sage was started 40 years ago in Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK. We've been operating in Canada for 28 years. Globally, we service about 5 million customers in 19 different countries.
I'll turn to you, Gary. What's the key measure of success? What's the ingredient that makes it so successful for Thinc and Sage?
Well, Steve, the ingredient for success comes from 30 years of knowledge, experience and understanding. And when you've got that, you can actually go to market with a proposition that gives trust and it embodies that trust in the customers that they go to. And by providing solutions with a trusted partner, you then get a good return on that investment and a long-term relationship. And that's pretty key.
Great. Dominic, first international location. Why Toronto?
Yeah, so when Rich and I decided to expand internationally, we looked at various locations and we were looking for a market that provided opportunity but also resonated with our values and our principles. Canada immediately came to the top of that list. You know, we have a lot of shared similarities between the UK and Canada. You know, it's part of the Commonwealth, shared heritage. And then obviously we looked at Toronto.
You know, we're still upset with you for beating us in the Winter Ice Hockey Olympics in 1938.
Yeah, and Toronto, you know, it's well renowned for its innovation, technology and enterprising spirit. You know, as a tech economy in its own right, it's only second to Silicon Valley. So we're really excited to be here and we really want to help support the SMEs in this territory, in this country.
Great. Dave, Sage, Thinc, highly respected players in the IT sector. How did you guys team up?
Yeah, well, I was given a tip-off from one of my colleagues in the UK about Thinc, and they were considering expanding into different geographies, and I had a chance to speak with Dominic and Gary, and it was clear from the moment we started talking that our visions and our approach in the Canadian market aligned. And towards the end of the conversation, they mentioned that they were working with Toronto Global to ensure a smooth and efficient entry. And I knew from there on that the three of our organizations working together, that we would definitely be in a position to help small businesses, medium-sized businesses in growing and expanding and in their profitability. So I think very bullish on this partnership with Thinc.
Great, thanks so much. Dom, intelligent companies you talk about, turning businesses into intelligent companies. Can you talk a bit?
Yeah, sure, yeah. So, you know, we're a multi-award-winning IT solution provider, so we're a tech company in essence, but we passionately believe in people. You know, people are the most valuable and most important asset of any organisation. But all too often, those people are laden with low-level activities that really take them away from being that creative spark within the business. So we believe that using the intelligence of technology and the advancements of technology with the creative spark of the people, you can really then propel your business forward. And that's what we do. We support businesses, particularly scale-up organizations, to really get their tech working for their people.
Great. Gary, talk about AI. That's all we hear these days. How has AI impacted your life and your company?
Yeah, AI is an integral part of the technology that we have. Obviously with the Sage solutions and particularly Sage Intacct, which is an international ERP financial platform. AI is one of those functions that really drives the ability of the individual to spend less time doing more. So within Sage Intacct we have the intelligent general ledger, which is an outlier detection tool. It's looking for the anomalies and the oddities in transactional data, which historically would have taken hours to go through manually with pen and paper. Going forward though, really exciting times, because we're waiting for the launch of Sage Copilot, which is the ChatGPT equivalent.
So Dave, we heard about the application of AI in Thinc's products. What about from Sage's perspective, and what's your perspective on the future of AI?
Well, Gary just articulated very, very well. I mean, we leverage artificial intelligence, machine learning, and robotic process automation to make lives easier for financial professionals. With regards to the future of AI, there is no question it's going to have a profound impact on human beings, both from a productivity standpoint, impacting the economy, healthcare. There's so many applications for AI, and it's going to revolutionize the way we approach many, many things, including our own lives. What's important, though, is that we take the time to really make sure that AI is used for good and not for nefarious reasons. So we in Canada and the global community have to put the requisite controls in place to make sure that it is used for good, and we do limit the nefarious uses of AI.
Great, well said. As we know, every company will soon be an AI company. Dominic, what advice would you give for startups looking to scale up?
Yeah, so I think to really leverage AI, I think you need to have your digital core. And what I mean by that is, all too often businesses have disparate systems, pockets of data all over their organization. To really leverage AI, you need to bring that onto a central platform, you know, and the leading business applications, Sage in particular, really help support that. And working with a partner who can actually really help to exploit the advantages of technology and make sure it's protected, particularly on cybersecurity. Yeah, that's my advice.
Great. Dave, Sage has been in business for 40 years. You've been in the IT sector for a while in the business community. Talk a bit about your business philosophy.
Yeah, Steve, I really think the success is driven by trust and respect in the market, and that is delivered by consistently delivering on your market promise. I also think it's very, very important to build and maintain a safe culture and a high-performing culture. And when those two are pulled together, it really works well.
Great. Well, let's wrap up with one final great question I love to ask is, we've worked with your teams. Maybe you can talk a little bit about your relationship with Toronto Global.
Yeah, certainly. I'll take that one, Steve. No problem. When we were looking at moving into a new international market and deciding where to go, it does actually give you an element of fear of the unknown. So when we got introduced to Toronto Global and the advice and help that we were given, that just made the whole transition really easy. And that makes a big difference, really does. So thank you.
Great.
Yeah, and Steve is a resident of Toronto. I know Toronto Global, and you know, your organization has delivered so much value to Toronto, to the surrounding areas, and the benefactors are the citizens of this extraordinary city. So thank you.
Great, my pleasure. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us today, Dominic, Gary, Dave. If you're a company looking to scale up, you can't find better partners than Thinc and Sage. So keep an eye open. Thanks so much for joining us.